Hey guys, welcome back to Braxton Family Values After Show. Here we have Touring Us Apart Season 6, Episode 20. Toni finally confesses about Birdman. Traci joins Tamar on tour, and Trina still is grieving Gabe. Stay tuned, we're about to get started.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
You know, I want to Beyonce, but this will have to do for today. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Braxton Family Values. Now, before we get into the show, of course, you know, I'm a little solo today. So, Imandi's out because she's actually in Africa, so we want to send safe travels to her. Erica's sick and Ty is out, so you know we're gonna do a solo show, but of course they'll be back with us next week, so just chime in, chat with me, and do what you guys love to do here being our AfterBuzz fans. So this episode was a lot. So you know we finally get Toni confessing about her love with Birdman. Traci goes on tour with Tamar, and Trina is still grieving Gabe, as we got a hint of that last week on that episode. So it's really lots to get into, so I just want to start with Toni now. Of course, we all know how I personally felt about Toni and Birdman dating. You know, I wasn't really here for it. I thought it was kind of, you know, different. But nonetheless, you know, they were happy. They were, you know, them. But she finally reveals that they're no longer together, and that, you know, the whole ring thing was the rumors in the blogs was not true, that she really did genuinely lose it. And she said she took the ring off because she actually has lupus. So therefore, you know, it was causing her ring to be irritated on her finger. So she just took it off and ended up leaving on the plane. So that was a rumor. One to clear that up, you know, that no one stole her ring, no one jumped her, nothing like that. But nonetheless, her and Birdman are not seeing eye to eye, and she's kind of saying, like, you know, she thinks they're both getting cold feet, so it's kind of a mutual thing. But so hopefully we see more of it next episode. They kind of only tease us with that much. And we also saw that she went out to eat with Trina, and you know, Trina kind of asked her, you know, what's going on, and you know, Toni spilled all the tea, which was surprising, and Trina respected the fact that Toni wasn't ready to talk about it. So hopefully next episode, you know, we'll get more into, you know, how it really ended up. So I mean, I don't know, but they seem like they're happy at one point, but like I said, Toni said they're not good, so hopefully we'll see some of that next episode. Now, who the relationship that is going good is Traci. So, well, Trina and her relationship. So, although, you know, we found out that Gabe was being, he's sick, he has he has a tumor in his kidney. You know, it's kind of been hard for her to challenge her new love life, you know, but kind of grieving her ex as well. But honestly, you know, her man has been very supportive and, you know, been very understanding that, you know, her ex is sick, but they still have a friendship. So it was kind of, you know, it was kind of good to see, you know, Trina being strong, you know, but it was kind of sad as well to watch her go through this. As we know that Gabe was really close to her. He was really close to the family. As we see, the girls grieve Gabe a lot as well. So it was just kind of sad to see this. And, you know, we'll get more into the real story and how everything unfolds with Gabe. But, you know, most of the time, you know, Trina was grieving Gabe. And I really do feel like she has to be strong for herself and for her boys. And I really do love that, you know, Toni did actually come and to support her on her talk show, Sister Circle. So if you don't know, Sister Circle is like a talk show based in Atlanta. And Trina, sorry, I keep getting the names mixed up. Trina is now on the show as a host. So Toni came to support her on there, you know, kind of lift her up in her spirits because she knows she's down with Gabe. And of course, Towanda came to check on her. So she does have the love and support from her family, but you know, it's just sad watching, you know, because we kind of grew up with Gabe as watching all the seasons of the show. So it's just, I don't like to see their family going through that. But, you know, we're going to see more of that. I don't want to tell too much too soon. Now, this next topic, it kind of controlled most of the show. So Trina, so Tamar actually takes... sorry, I keep all the teas, y'all. It's just a lot of teas in here. But Tamar finally takes Traci on tour with her. So as we know, last season, you know, they were supposed to go on tour together. It didn't end up well. It was a situation where Tamar thought, it was said that Tamar told everyone that she couldn't be on the tour, but that was a lie. So this time, Tamar said, you know what, I want my sister to actually open up for me on the show. And everything actually went well. You know, Traci had a good performance. You know, Tamar had a good performance, but of course their manager Cliff, which is the reason of last time, he popped up at the show. Well, actually Traci wanted him there because Cliff is Traci's manager, but since last season Cliff told the lie, Tamar didn't want Cliff to be nowhere around her, so it became a big fight about that, and basically it ended in a fight with Cliff fighting with Tamar's assistant, and they were cursing at each other about the fight backstage, all because Tamar said he could be here, but he needs to be in the audience, not the backstage. But then Traci, she's like, that's my manager, he needs to be here, but luckily, they say, we're here for each other. I'm just trying to support my sister. We're not going to let that, get in the way. So they still had a good show, but it didn't end well with Cliff. So they had to actually cut it short. So hopefully next episode we see, what happens with Cliff. But it's just hard because, they just repaired the sister relationship, and, going back on tour with her was a really big deal, and also mending their relationship. So I really do hope that this Cliff thing and the manager thing, they can just all resolve it out, because, you can't mix business and, and family. So clearly that doesn't work. So hopefully they do figure it out. And, we don't have no news and gossip this week. I like to give y'all juiciness, and there was enough juiciness, but I do have a special segment for you guys. Okay, so for our special segment, so what we like to do is say our personal family values. So for me, well, I feel like last week we talked on a lot of the best family values, but for me, I'm gonna have to say communication. I know for me, my family, we like to talk a lot, even with me being away, not at home. We still talk heavily in our group chat, and it's just good to always keep up with your family, talk about what you guys go through, and just really stay in the loop of things. You never know what family or even friends are going through. So I really do think communication is a big key in family, not even just family, in your friendships as well, or just close relationships. So that's my little value that I hold dear to my heart for my friends and my family. And now for predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, actually, I'm mad I left this out. I actually have a good prediction. So, I want to kind of rewind back really fast. So, as we know that Traci went on tour with Tamar, and I forgot to mention that it was kind of shady that she had a hallway closet as her dressing room, but yet Tamar had a legit dressing room. So we kind of got a tease of, how she wasn't happy with that. Even her husband came and was like, why the heck does my wife have a closet as a dressing room? So I'm actually predicting that next episode, we're going to see more of that. They didn't really touch on it much, but although the show was good, that was kind of shady that she had to literally get ready with like lamps and like a whole tripod type of deal just to get ready. So I didn't like that either. So I'm predicting that they're going to have a hash out about that, which is going to make the sisterhood back to where it was. And I think we're going to see more of Towanda open up about Sean, because they did go out this episode. So kind of get more into Tawanda's love life finally. And most of all, just really just get more into what happens with Gabe, how they play this out on the episode. So it's just a really to keep looking forward to. So thank you guys for watching.
Quick question.
Oh, wow.
We have some people in the chat right
wow.
now.
Wow.
No, good news, baby.
Wow.
Well, Erica Hunter showed up from home. She said,
Erica.
Supporting your girl in bed sick. You got this. We love you, Erica.
Oh, thank you.
But then Warren Walker in the chat said, Cliff should have just said, okay, I'll be cheering you from the crowd. What do you think about that? Do you think he acted right?
I mean, I can see him being offended because, if you're showing up somewhere and you're automatically being told you can't come and you kind of have no idea why, I can see why, he'll be upset, and he's a manager. That's his job to be there. I can see why he'd be upset, but, he could have kept it professional. So I kind of agree with you on that one.
And Bernice Shed in the chat says, come through, one woman show.
I know.
They only had one dressing room. Towanda and Tamar was talking about it on Twitter, and Towanda was defending Tamar. Shrug emoji.
Well, the dressing room situation, like I said, I mean, we only saw what we saw. So, I mean, I think we'll see more. I think it's more that we don't know yet, though. So I'm going to hold off on that one.
Yeah, so shout out to everyone in the chat.
Yes,
Bernice,
thank you guys.
Warren Walker, Erica Hunter, Charlotte R, 100 Bo Knows,
Oh.
Gladys Reynolds, Lala J, all you guys in the chat, we
y'all
appreciate you for riding
Thank you
with
so much.
Queen Sierra.
That means you have to ride every other episode now. Thank you guys. So that was all that I have for you this episode. So make sure you please tune in next week. You know, the full panel will be back, but I hope this was enough for you guys. So just stay tuned next week. I'm Sierra Stafford. You can find me at my social media at Sierra B Stafford on everything. So till next week. Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.